Hello, this is the Hidden One, and you're listening to the first ever Dragoon Brotherhood podcast. This is a new podcast we're going to be doing every single week. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different issues, from gaming to the guild. We're going to post this shit up on our recruitment thread, and hopefully we can give you a good idea of what this guild is about, while at the same time connecting with the community and sharing our point of view about modern MMO gaming. So before I get into this podcast, I just want to say this is our first one, so pardon if we're pretty shit at what we're doing. I'm probably just going to dump an image, upload it on YouTube, and then just link it onto our threads or whatever on our website as well, and be done with it. So pardon the editing skills. But bit of a disclaimer. The second thing is, with the Dragoon Brotherhood, we're pretty free in our words. So first and foremost, if you don't like swearing, you're 2 years old or something, don't listen, because some of us are pretty free with our words. Secondly, if you're somebody who has an opinion but doesn't like to hear somebody else's opinion and gets insulted, you're probably not going to like this podcast either. We're not your official podcast that try and be good, who gets token women or anything like that to look cool. We're a podcast that says what we think, says what we feel. If you agree with us, you agree with us, that's great. If you don't, go suck my dick. No, not really. But if you don't really agree with us, that's cool. If you enjoy this podcast, that's the most important thing. We're going to be talking about MMOs, we're going to be talking about guilds, players, drama, whatever is going on, we'll discuss week by week. We'll just relax and take it as it comes. And anything else any members here who are involved in this podcast want to say, then we'll discuss it. So without further ado, let's kick off by introducing some of the people that will be talking today. The first one is Drake and Dower. Say hi, Drake.
Hello.
Drake's from England. He's the fattest guy in the guild. Every guild has one, and he's one of our most mouthiest people. Why are you so mouthy, Drake? Why are you always got to have an opinion on every single... Let me tell you something. If there's something to do with spaceships, craters, blowjobs, dildos, floating zombies, Jigglypuff, whatever is going on, Drake has an astute opinion on it, don't you, Drake? Why? Why do you have an opinion on everything?
I don't know. I'm a very opinionated person.
Are you opinionated because you're fat, or fat because you're opinionated?
I'm opinionated because you're...
You'll see we take the piss out of each other a bit, but it's pretty relaxed. This is the kind of atmosphere that we have. It keeps it nice and gentle. Next is Yog. Yog, we're a little bit worried about his mic. He's got a kind of crappy mic at the moment, and he likes to squeak a bit. But he's from... Where are you from again, Yog? Kenya? What is it?
Born, right.
Ghana. Okay, so Yog's a pretty cool guy, and he has a unique outtake on things. Next we have Creed. Creed, you're the voice of reason in this guild, right?
Yeah, or as you could
Most
say, the only sane person.
Why are you sane? How are you more sane than me?
Because I'm Asian.
Eating dogs
You're
is
Asian,
completely
yeah.
sane.
Yeah.
So you see that? Oh, just mute myself a bit there. You see that we're represented. We got Drake and me from England. We got Yog from Africa, and we got Creed from Asia. We got some other people around, probably connecting or whatever. So we got a full selection of people from all different cultures, and yeah, that's how the Dragoon Brotherhood rolls. So let's talk about what we're playing and what our thoughts are on things going down at the moment. We'll post this on our recruitment thread, and if you are looking on joining this guild, if you just want to know what we're like, what we're about, what our event atmosphere is like, as it's something that's very important, then this will be a good place to see our status on the games we're playing, and what sort of things we're thinking and feeling about the games that we're involved in. Before I begin, as this is the first podcast, perhaps I should take a moment to just introduce what our guild is about. The Dragoon Brotherhood was founded in the summer of 2006 in a now dead game called The Matrix Online. When we were created because we wanted to form a group that wasn't elitist like the other elitist factions as they were at the time. We wanted to be a faction that worked together, that built together, and took care of players that were new, and accepted players regardless of skill level. From there we evolved into what we are today, and we have three main aims within our guild, which has stood across all MMOs that we play. The first and foremost one is to maintain our community. We have a very strong, tight-knit group of players that have travelled with us for years, that great people, do everything they can for this guild. The second aim is we aim to dominate PvP, and we've managed to do that in other games. We have a very core group of players that train and practice, and we all have minimum expectations on each other. That doesn't mean that we're hardcore PvP. It means that we create a fun, enjoyable environment. And if you, par exemple, suck at PvP, then we'll say, okay, man, we can help you. And if you're a pro, or if you think you're a pro, and you need a challenge, we can challenge you. The third and final aim is we're fans of the MMO genre as a whole. So whatever content you enjoy, we bring. We're quite a controversial guild. We've been celebrated in some games and been big community players doing things for the community. In other communities we've been completely banned and removed through no fault of our own, of course. But that's the way things go. We say our mind, we speak our mind, and quite often Doric gets us into trouble and then we all end up banned. That's the way the cookie crumbles, really. So that's everybody. That's a little bit about us. So let's talk about the games we're playing. I think the one that's been a big issue is Age of Wushu. So Age of Wushu, the new Chinese MMO, recently released in the US by Snail Games, not yet released in Europe for Age of Wulin, as it is something we're looking mostly forward to. I'll just say my opinions on the game, and then we'll just go around and see what other people think, and just give a quick review of the game. For me, when I first heard about Wushu, let me tell you something, I'm a huge martial arts fan. I love martial arts. I love dueling, so the idea of a martial arts MMO really enticed me from the beginning. Plus, I've been looking for a new sandbox. I have played Eve, but I didn't really like Eve because of the flying shit. Like, the combat is just shit. No offense, Eve players. I mean, I want to love Eve. I mean, Drake, you're a big Eve player. Do you find that you can take the combat?
I really like the game and then how incredibly complicated it is, but it's just not my style combat as much as I wish it was.
Yeah, Storik's a big guy, a big Eve guy. Is another one of our members, but he likes that shit, doesn't he? So yeah, I wanted a sandbox MMO that had decent combat and had something that was unique. And Age of Wushu certainly has some unique features. I like the way the combat works. I like the idea behind the schools. I think the school system is a really cool idea, but there are quite a few things I don't like. I'm going to ask some other players here what they don't like, and we'll start from the top. There's quite a few things about the game which has annoyed us from the beginning. Screed, why don't you tell us about your thoughts of Age of Wushu?
Well, I wasn't as excited to start for Age of Wushu as some others here were. So I was still, still am a big fan of Guild Wars 2's combat system and such. What I like about Wushu is it is movement-wise, it is a lot more open and free in how you go about, especially with some of the movement or flying skills as they are called. Reminds me of the movement freedom I had back in Aeon, where you could fly and glide and stuff like that. It's not as free as it was there, but it's good. My biggest negative for me is it's kind of, well, there's 2 points. One is it's hard to do this on your own. This is a game that requires you to have either a good group of friends or guild, because you need the supplies from crafting and stuff like that. or you need to somehow make a lot of in-game some player silver teals to buy all the stuff you need. Second one is that some schools have a issue with there being only one skill. You have three skill sets right now in the US version, and for some schools only one set is viable for PvP, and the other two sets are just like discarded or only used in certain PvE situations, which I quite find a shame because Royal Guard's change style is very effective for PvP, but it is so boring because it's just like one simple rotation you do every time: pull, AoE, immobilize, pull, and repeat infinite.
Yeah, the skills for martial arts MMO, it's kind of like there's a lot of them. Obviously, you can get the other skill books, but you got that 8-second cooldown between skills, which I guess for PvP isn't too bad if you can kite, but certainly for dueling, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. And yeah, those fucking flying skills. Let me tell you something. I I was grinding those instances for days and I didn't get shit. I was trying so hard and I finally got one and I still couldn't get whirlwind step. Like I only had one triple jump by the time I was like level 25, I think it was. Some shit like that, internals 25. So that just goes to show you until Lulu very kindly gave me another book she'd farmed, so that was cool. I think let me clarify if anybody from Wushu particularly is listening in. Being as we are European, ping was a big issue for us. For me, it wasn't too awful, but when you met a skilled player, you certainly noticed a difference. And when you do meet skilled players, obviously that second delay or whatever it was, half a second delay, is a game changer. And it's kind of made me think, well, I want to play Wulin. Is there any point in devoting time to Wushu? And I think the thing that really killed Wushu for us, because we were playing it pretty hardcore, but we've now moved off of that, is the timing of events. You know, most of us are adults, most of us got jobs and shit. And getting to do the guild events and the school events, we just can't do it. So it's pretty demoralizing, pretty pointless for us. So we're thinking, hey, let's focus on Wulin for now. Drake, there's an issue I know that you absolutely despise about Wushu that made you go on a nerd rage rant for a while. Tell us.
Well, this game sells itself as an open world PvP game when it obviously isn't. There's a prison system in place, so it basically punishes those PvPers in the game that are actually good. Basically, if you kill enough people to get high infamy, which should be seen as like a sign of respect, you know, that guy's got high infamy, he's killed a shitload of people, but no. He's gonna get locked up. He's basically Hitler in the game developers' eyes, and he should be locked up for 3 days. Just you can't even get rid of your infamy while offline, so you can't just say, alright, killed a load of people, I'm just gonna go to bed now. You wake up in the morning, your infamy will be exactly the same as it was when you logged off. So you have to spend at least 5 hours, if you killed enough people, to wait for your infamy to drop down. Not only that, but the only way to get by that is either not dying, which is kind of difficult because it's incredibly easy to be killed by a group of people because of the amount of CCs in this game. People can just pull you around and fucking throw you around, and you've just got no way of escaping or beating them if you're constantly stunned or pulled or whatever. And then you can get executed as well. If you reach 10k infamy and then get killed, you get executed, and that's even better actually. If you reach 10k infamy, it's like you don't get as bad punished.
Well, I look, we're in the minority here. We're a kind of guild that likes to just go out and kill everybody. That's not because we were bullied in real life or anything. If anything, if you're making up rules in an online game, I've got to question your real life, but we won't get into that issue. I enjoy creating scenarios where we're fighting people and people come together to attack us and vice versa. And we often like camping out whole towns and things, regardless of level, just anybody that we meet. And you see, the other day, I wasn't even planning on ganking or griefing other players. I was just minding my own business, and I saw this other guy attacking lobies. And I saw him running away from some high levels as well when they went to fight him, and I saw him kept coming back. So I thought, he won't escape me. And I killed him. And I got fucking infamy for it. And next thing I know, his buddies are attacking me. I kill them. And next thing I know, I'm on 3k infamy. And it's like, WTF. So I got pissed off, ended up killing everybody in the game anyway, went to jail, got executed, that was a bit of fun. But look, I like the idea of a jail system. I don't like, well, I would rather not have it, but I get it. It's a good compromise, and I think it adds some survival instincts to the game. But I think the punishment is way too harsh. I mean, if you don't know what it's like, it's not just, oh, you have to wait 4 or 5 hours until you can get out of jail. You have to be in game 4 or 5 hours until you can get out. And for me, a game forcing you to stand around in a jail doing nothing, especially if you've got no tails to bail yourself out, what kind of game is that? If I was a dev and I was looking at that, I would do one of two things. I would either lower the jail time to maybe 20 minutes, because I think 20 minutes is a good cooldown time, or I would make something fun in jail, like a deathmatch arena. Hey, those PvPers want to kill each other? Fucking give them a fucking PvP arena in the fucking jail. Why can't we? There's loads of fucking idiots stood around. Why can't we just kill each other? That'd be awesome. I'd happily go to jail just to get into a long-ass deathmatch for 5 hours. That'd be awesome. But the reason why I think 20 minutes is a good time limit is because I think, let's say 5 people are ganking 2 people, and those 2 people manage to work together to take down one. The moment he's down, he goes to jail. As a 20-minute cooldown period. They can slowly work their way and survive. Now, it's not always going to work out. Eventually, if it goes on long enough, the other people can get themselves out. But I think 20 minutes is enough time for you to get away and recover if you want to run away. It's enough time that the person is forced to not play, but it's not long enough that he's starting to feel pissed off about it. I like the idea of the constable system though. I think that's a cool system. I love the sound of it, and that's probably what we're going to end up doing in Wulin, because we want to kill, but at the same point we don't really want to have our asses in jail every 5 seconds. So we might just become, I don't know, like stormtroopers running around killing everything left, right and centre. That sounds like a cool idea. We've never really been the server police before, but we'll probably just be like, crooked cops or some shit, whatever. But it's a system that I really hope they tweak. And to be honest, I know we're on the minority of this, because I went to that thread and I read about jail time. Most people say, oh, you don't fucking like it? Don't gank, asshole. Only people with small dicks and vaginas gank people. So I know we're in the minority and it probably won't change. My only hope is that we get an arena. What do you think, Yogs? You're a bit of a big mean PvP.
That was like the most annoying thing in Wushu. You see, oh, I want to kill big amount of assholes in Wushu, and the game says always to you before you log in, like this game has open world PvP, beware. But then, like, you just kill few amount of people. Oh, guess what? You're going to be into fucking jail, and that's just so. I mean, why do that? Why force someone to be so many hours? I mean,
Yeah, you're going up your ass again. York has this problem with his mic where he seems to. This is why we're talking about his mic. He seems to go like this. Right, he'll be talking and he'll just go like this, this, and this. So we apologise for struggling to understand York. We're trying to convince him to get a new mic, but I think he's a bit scared. What do you think, Drake?
Yeah, sounds scared to me.
He's just a little cheap bastard.
Says the Chinese man. Okay.
I've got a proper mic.
Fucking cotton.
Let me just say we're a nice guild. We have no hatred at all about racists. So don't listen to people like Drake. He doesn't represent the overall
I
opinion
hate the British.
of the guild. Well, I think that's fucking racist, Creed. I hate the British too.
You're not a race.
That
Anyway.
is like racist.
Somebody said in chat, it's not like they're gonna fix that jail bullshit anyway. It's yeah, well, I don't know. It's it's a difficult one. I just Wushu is the jail system's a game changer for me. I like freedom when I play, and I'm gonna play Wulin, but I think us as a guild are reevaluating what we're going to do. So if you're looking to be a server police but a bit of a crooked cop, then we'll probably be right for you. So Wulin is obviously coming out in the European version. It looks like it's going to be the quietest thing. So I guess we started the drawing event. I heard somebody giving the idea, and I got in contact and managed to get that thread going, and that's now finished. It finishes Wednesday. So I don't know if any of those people participating will be entering, but thanks all for those that entered. Some really fucking awesome drawings. I actually considered drawing because I thought, you know, it's my own event. I might as well put something in. But then I saw some of those drawings. And I thought, shit, man. If I put my entry in, it's just going to make me look like I'm mocking the event, because I'd probably submit some. I don't know. I was thinking of like drawing a stick man and having like a wavy like line to signify a bandana. You know what I mean, Creed? You get the bandana shit, right? Like you wearing China? Creed?
What you mean, like?
Yeah. Anyway,
Sick man?
whatever. I was gonna put some like kung fu comic book series, just some guy
with stick
saving a
figures?
girl, you know, and throwing a chainsaw at somebody, just to add a bit of a twist in the plot. But you know, I didn't want to enter. But I think what was disappointing was just a lot of copying of images, and that surprised me actually. I don't really have a very good opinion of general gaming communities, but I didn't actually think people would just like submit things and like that. That just completely blew my mind. But there we go. Go on, Creed.
No. That was only like in the first week or so, and I think it was like one person making multiple accounts and just trying to troll or something. But the last few days before it closed, there were a lot of good entries of people with good drawing skills. Makes me kind of sad that I'll probably not win a beta key with my entry.
You should draw better, ain't it? You're representing the tag, Creed, and you drew like a
Oh,
fucking
look who's
4-year-old.
talking, Mr. Stick Figure.
You're an Asian man.
I
You're
didn't
not,
even
like, an
submit
Asian
my
form
shit,
of, like,
man. What,
natural,
Drake?
like drawing
I'm
talent.
Asian.
Yeah, I thought Asians
Drake,
were born with,
the
like,
only thing
natural
you would
drawing.
have done is gotten chocolate and smudged it on the paper, writing, I like trend.
And then he'd eat the paper.
I'd make like a nice big meal and take a picture of it and like upload it as art. And if anyone disagrees, I'll fucking
Yeah, like that's any better than those people who just Google the shit and then.
I'll have made that meal though. That's what I made. I put my heart and soul
You
into
can't
making
make
that meal.
meals, you just order takeaways and shit, you
Yeah.
stupid
I don't
prick.
fucking think so. I
Oh,
cook my
what a
food.
fucking Chinese!
I don't just get a fucking frozen pizza and shove it in the oven and be like, "Where's my dinner?" I actually cook my myself.
Right.
I get
Yeah.
home cooked meals 5 days a week, so
Yeah, but you don't do shit to fucking prepare.
live with it.
Thanks, Grandma.
So, what else could we say about Woodland? Well, the drawing event is just a basic. We intend to do some tournaments in the game for the community, because I love tournaments more than anything. We'll probably do lots of things, really. I thought about doing an event community thing, yeah, a bit friendlier than this podcast, perhaps. I don't know, it depends what people... We've tried it before, and I'm not the most patient guy in the world, I might create. I don't know. You know, if like somebody comes on and just constantly screaming in my event, you know, I wouldn't be like the other guys who are really patient. I really admire these other TeamSpeak people, but maybe if we do one for the community and keep it cool, it'll be alright. But we'll see. If you're listening and you think, well, you probably don't think this now, but if you're thinking of any ideas, we can work something out between guilds and get some things going. It's a bit quiet in the community at the moment. Does anybody else want to say anything on Wulin or Wushu?
I'm still in prison.
Shit.
Where you belong.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, we're going to be the biggest, baddest dog the bounty hunter cops in Age of Wulin. We've decided that's the route we're going to go, so we get paid tails anyway. So if you're a nasty ganker who was bullied at school as a child and raped by a dog, then we're coming for you. And we're definitely down for it, so if you want to apply, feel free to apply. Next game. A few of us have been playing Darkfall on Holy Wars, or trying to play, as the servers have been utter shit at the moment. Darkfall, yeah, someone said in chat they'll bring chaos and destruction. Darkfall is a game that looks really awesome for PvP. It adds that PvP, that crazy free-for-all PvP that we enjoy without too much repercussions, while at the same time adding that risk reward. I've had so much shit stolen from me lately, it's not even funny, but I love being killed as much as I love killing, so it doesn't bother me none. I have a good time with it. PvP is awesome, and it's a cool game. It's not the best combat system in the world. I don't mind it. I like the first person elements for arrows, but I miss a decent combat system. But having a bit of fun with it. I like how in depth it is. I think a big thing for us that we like is that you don't have to pay extortionate amounts for the keep stuff in the clans and things like that. So that's definitely something we're going to get into. Not a lot of our members have gotten into Darkfall, mainly because it is a full-priced MMO, and I think some members have been a bit turned off by that. They want to see how it is first, or how it goes, and I think based on the complaints about the server being down, the ridiculous high ping that we've had lately, it's turning some members off, but a few are coming in, so you know, if you fancy getting involved in the game and having a good time with us, then yeah. But we're having a lot of fun with the crafting. Drake, you've been a really big player in Darkfall. What are your thoughts on about Darkfall?
I think it's great. Other than the ping issue, which I'm not getting very often, but I am getting in really bad times, like when two people decide to come over and try and kill me, and then I get 70k ping.
Ironic
That's
timing, innit?
Yeah,
Oh, fucking ping! That's the only reason.
Yeah, people just like freezing on my screen, nothing happening. I can hear like swords and shit.
It's because they're
and
moving
arrows
fast, mate.
hitting
You
me.
just can't keep up.
Yeah, well, I'm like hearing arrows and shit hitting me, and I'm seeing my health bar go down, but everyone's just frozen on my screen. I can't do shit. But that was only on one occasion. Like usually my ping's fine and the game's good. That's the only problem I've got with the game at the moment, the ping. Other than that, it's open world, full loot. Like what more can you ask for? The problem at the moment is the fact that coming into the game like a few weeks, like what 5 days after release, it means that everyone that's been playing has high prowess and you have no chance in killing them. It's like, but after a few weeks that won't matter. After a few like maybe a month, everyone will start evening out and getting like equal level and all high gear and shit. So it'll just be open world PvP, full loot, awesome.
Yeah, it's like I'm running around with my only a few thousand prowess. I know that's not a very good advertisement for the guild. Probably some Darkfall players are sitting there thinking, "Fuck that! I ain't joining this nub shit." But you know, I got into the game a little later than other people, and I started playing it, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm grinding this shit pretty fast. I'm on to the bank. There's this guy stood there with 50k prowess. I feel like just whipping out my cock and trying to scare him with it at the very least. So that's all I can do. But I don't mind that. I don't mind the grind. I'm prepared to do it. So it's all good and good. It's not as bad as Darkfall 1. I played Darkfall 1, so eventually we'll catch up. I think it's just kind of like Wulin, really, in that the first grind, there's a big gap, but once you've unlocked the max skills for your particular role, then the only advantage other people will have is the functionality to switch between other roles and maximize their attributes a bit further in things that they wouldn't necessarily use for, say, if they were a warrior, I guess. But we've had some great fun. We've gone on fishing trips. We've made a shit ton of gold already. We've got a lot of events planned, crafting events, PvP stuff we want to do. I think the chat, the UI is the biggest pile of wank I've ever played with. I know DC Universe got bad rap, but I actually think this is worse. I think the chat tab is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. You try and tell people don't even know how to reply. They don't even see the fucking tell. So if I was adventuring, I'd change that shit first thing. I heard somewhere that they were looking at that, so. But it's good. It's much more appealing to me than Darkfall 1. The world is fucking awesome. It's huge. And for me, as a fan of the MMO genre, we are plagued by clones. We are plagued by games like World of Warcraft or Star Wars the shit. You know, all these different games, or Guild Wars, which is just a Care Bear fest. You know, good combat system though, no doubt about it. It's just full of clones and things doing the same sort of function. So anything that does something unique, that tries to bring different elements to the genre, I'm a huge fan of, and I really want to do well. I really respect CCP because they're always doing different things for their sandbox game, EVE Online, and I really hope that games like Darkfall, or games that do things a little bit differently, like Arcade, or even game modes I'm just not interested in. I'm trying to think of an MMO like Secret World, which I don't think went down too well, but seems to appeal to the role players. Even something like that, whatever it does that's different to other games, I hope it works, because if games like this do well, then it helps the whole genre as a whole. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm loyal to my one game, but the whole genre benefits. I'm ranting a lot here, ain't I? What do you guys think about any of the shit I said? You don't like Darkfall, Creed? You're not into it at all?
No.
Why not?
I have never ever been so. I've never had an MMO be so unappealing to me. There's virtually
you see, that's weird, because
nothing that...
we were sitting here Sunday virtually wanking over it together, and there's Creed not liking it. What doesn't appeal to you about the game?
Everything. Doesn't
Which
look good,
feature
doesn't feel
really
good.
turns you off?
Combat system doesn't appeal to me. The way it looks, the way it feels.
How do you know how it feels if you haven't played it yet?
By the way, by gameplay videos.
But that's
Yeah.
not
The way it
getting a
presents
feeling,
itself.
that's
Well, if you don't like the look of the overall combat, then, you know, because you didn't like, was it Skyrim or Oblivion? You just got really sick of, and I guess
Yep.
some people say it's like Oblivion, the MMO. I think you said that yourself, Drake.
yeah, it's similar to Oblivion style, the way everything looks and the way the cities are laid out and stuff. It's all very reminiscent of it, just obviously MMO style.
Yeah, I'm not too into that. I don't like. When I was younger, I could tolerate Oblivion's combat system, but I'm nowhere near finishing Skyrim, and probably never will finish it, either just because this combat system is so boring. No, I personally I prefer combat systems like Guild Wars 2, especially because Guild Wars 2 and even more so the original Guild Wars give you the option of making your own builds and stuff like that. I like I like combat systems like that, where not everyone is running the same build, and you can have variation even within the same class.
You can in Darkfall have your own build, like you can decide which weapon to use, which stat boosters to have, like how much you have to choose what to invest your prowess into, because prowess is like uh, right now it's not finite, but it's like you have to ration it. You can't just spend it all in one thing, because then if it comes to like someone running away from you, you need to get your bow out and your bow skill shit, like you're screwed. Or
Yeah,
if you come
but
up against a skirmish.
I think what Creed is saying is that, yeah, you got a point. Darkfall has its own combat sort of style, and there are different ways you can do it. But at the end of the day, it's still basically aim and click. That's the combat system. Whereas I think games like Guild Wars 2 or even Age of Wushu or whatever, their combat systems have different abilities which counter different abilities, which the builds can completely alter the entire way the class is played. Now, my warrior, is it really any different to a skirmisher? The only difference is I'm up close and I'm swinging my sword and it's easier. Whereas with bow you're shooting with FPS, whereas a mesmer can be doing completely different things to, say, a guardian. They're very different. So from somebody who does enjoy comics, we dueled a lot in Guild Wars 2. I did anyway. I used to challenge everybody I met, try and get as many duels as I could. We did duel tournaments, and not a lot of people dueled a lot in that game, but we managed to get we managed to meet some good duelists on the game, and it really helped us to grow not only as individuals but as a guild. Win us a lot of tournaments and shit like that. But I do miss a good solid combat system. I think Wulin can fill that gap, but Darkfall, hey, I'll do PvP in Darkfall. Welcome back, by the way, but I can't see myself dueling for fun in Darkfall. So, I'll go on.
Yeah, personally, my preferred game as far as good dueling goes right now is Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, hands free, but it's shit. We won't talk about Guild Wars 2 today, but don't even get me started on that PvP. I mean, for tournament PvPers, it's just a joke now, but hey, we can always spectate Hot join
PvP.
and watch the Zerg run around. So, someone said in chat, the Wild Goose is the only true PvP flying skill to use. Sliding one is better for PvP, Creed says in chat. So, the other MMO that we're looking at, and we won't go too much in depth with this one, is World of Darkness. Oh my god. If there's a game out there that is making me want to fucking come, it's World of Darkness. That game looks fucking awesome, and there's barely any news about it. So most people hearing this are probably thinking like, WTF is World of Darkness. World of Darkness is a new MMO being developed by by CCP. It's going to be a very social experience. It's vampires, not Twilight vampires. You young kids are unfortunate to grow up with that shit. It's going to be leaping across cityscapes, very political. You can become prince of a city, very city orientated. What I'll probably do is actually just put a link to some information about World of Darkness. Maybe, I don't know if I can find anything, but it looks like a really awesome MMO. And there was some news released at the, what is it called? CCP, the CCP event that they did anyway. I don't know what they call it.
EFANFest.
Yeah, eFanFest, and it looked, there's some really cool sounding things. They're gonna use proper clothing systems. I like the sound of going out in bars and hanging out, and the whole social experience. The game is gonna encourage you to stab everybody. So expect Doric to be turning on us. Obviously not. Only joking, but there's going to be all the politics involved, bar brawls, yeah, PvP all over the place, PvP's bass running over the rooftops like Assassin's Creed style, and like in the fucking description of the video, they were like tearing people's fucking throats out and shit. That sounded awesome, like Age of Conan style, the fatalities or some shit. Not that I'm saying there's fatalities in. There's not a lot of information out on the game. Do not expect it anytime soon, but in the long term, that's not only the game we're looking forward to playing, but I think it's the messiah of gaming for me. I come from MXO, Matrix Online, where we used to go to clubs and hang out, do dueling events, go all over the place, do live events. It was just an awesome time, and I miss those times. And World of Darkness makes me feel very nostalgic in a much better way than what Matrix Online was for me. So, others of you are looking forward to World of Darkness. Is it what standout feature that you've heard, or what is drawing you to the game so far?
For me, it's mainly the before it was mainly the setting, dark cities, and being able to kill people, have open world PvP. I kept going on about how I want to like stalk in a mansion and kill everyone who comes in from the shadows. You're gay. Fucking clubbing homo.
What's wrong with clubbing?
Anyways, and but now it's also being able to jump across rooftops, do some Assassin's Creed style assassinations, jumping off roofs, right on top of people.
And another cool feature, which will be interesting to see what they do, is you're not actually a vampire in the beginning of the game. You have to be actually embraced, as they say, by other players. So, are they gonna have like a Devon game, just fucking biting the shit out of some mortals, or how's it gonna work? I mean, I can see it now. Some noobs coming into the game, like begging people to bite them and stuff. And they'll be like the noob suppliers there to help the noobs become a vampire. Well, all I'm gonna say is when we do get in the game, we will be the true face of vampires. If you know what that is, then you're awesome.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking run rampant there, but we won't talk about that too much. That's so many years away. It's not even worth talking about. So I think that's all. I was gonna discuss some other things, but I think we've talked a lot about other things. I have no idea how long this podcast has gone on for now, so I don't want to overdo it. So we'll just get down to the final words. So everyone here, say your final words. Drake, say your final words on anything about any of the topics we said.
Fuck Age of Wushu.
Really? Really? Fuck Age of Wushu? Is that how bad it is
Prison
for you?
system can suck my fucking asshole.
Well, what about being a badass cop with the Dragoons? Yeah, listen up, outsiders, or whatever we're gonna call you. You know, we are gonna be the cops, and you bad boys better watch the fuck out, right? Or some shit. Don't you want to be a badass cop with the fucking Dragoons, dude?
Bad
You get
boys,
money?
bad boys, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Don't sing on my podcast.
Wanna-
Fuck it. Gonna call my character Dog, the bounty hunter, man. I'm gonna have long blonde hair, even though you can't
Yeah,
have
that's
it.
gonna last for
I'm gonna
5
fucking
minutes.
find me some bulletproof armor, even though it's H in China and shit, and just run fucking rampant. And then when I catch the prisoners, be all Care Bear and stab them in the back. Voila. Last words for you, Yog, before you disappear into the distance because your mic is shit.
Fuck. No, but, yeah, I'll be looking quite forward to World of Darkness.
Okay. Fascinating speech there, Yog. Appreciate your point. We don't worry if we troll each other. We've known each other for years, so we're just so relaxed. We know what's joke and we know what's not. So, we wouldn't be like this to a new member or anything. What about you, Creed? You've been quiet tonight, considering.
Well, in the long run, looking forward to all the darkness, but right now not too much too concerned about that. In the short term, it's Wulin, and I did say I didn't like Skyrim's combat system, but the new Elder Scrolls Online combat system will be a bit more like Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2, with having a big pool of skills within your class, and even in the game itself that you can collect and make your own builds and such. So I'm tentatively gonna check that out as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be interested in it. You know what we're like. uh, well, with that said, thanks for listening. I have no idea what this sounds like to the casual observer, so there probably won't be that many people watching anyway. And I'll get to look, I'll just say this about what was said in chat. We're not going to play Kerbal Space Program like a bunch of Minecraft wannabe motherfuckers. Take your spaceships, build them up all nice like you like to, and shove them up your ass. Because the only people playing Kerbal Space Program are fat, greasy, fat-eared nerds like Jacob. Okay? It's a guild thing. I love you really, man. But that's that. So I don't know how this sounds like to the casual observer. We probably sound a bit nutty, but there we go. That's who we are with the Dragoon fucking Brotherhood. DWO for life. But that's us. So thank you for listening. We appreciate it. If you want us to talk about a topic, let us know in our recruitment threads or in YouTube. If you don't like what we're saying and you want to complain, please suck my dick first and then we can talk. If you don't like the swearing, I apologise. Just badasses because we're online. That's the only reason why we swear. So yeah, thanks for listening. If you are interested in applying to join, visit our website, read through all the data. We do ask for 100% vent. We do ask that you not be in any other guilds because we don't like people in guilds. We respect people who do everything they can for the guilds. And honestly, we have no time for people who guild hop because we happen to sound a bit cool this week. Or, you know, a bit uncool, whatever floats your boat. I don't know. So read through that, and if you're interested in joining, feel free. Thank you to the community for getting involved in the drawing competition. It was great to see some entries in that, and thanks for listening, everybody. Like I said, you got any topics? No matter what it's about, whether it's a game feature, whether it's a game, whether it's I don't know, some fucking drama shit. We can talk about it and just lay it out on the line. We're going to do different things every week. It won't always be games. We can talk about just complete random shit, which is like our event, really. So yeah, thanks for listening. I hope this isn't too nuts. And see you next week. Toodaloo.